1, go.
Alright, this is the best Super Mario World. This is the best Super Mario World version. Okay, there's a Game Boy Advance, there's a Super Nintendo version, and then there's this, and it's perfect.
The music is fire. I have to admit that.
It was hot fire.
The game actually when you hit one-player game, it starts you in like a world select world, kind of like World 9 of Super Mario 3. So you have to manually go to World 1, which only takes you to the castle of 1, so you have to backtrack through World 1 just to play the levels in order.
Yeah, the speedruns of this require you to play the levels in order, and so we have to actually go against the game's inclination to let you cheat.
No, go for orb.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Do all those levels.
We are.
And there's actually they added a new type of jump that is not even present in the real SMW. In addition to spin jumps and regular jumps, you can also do small jumps by holding down and jumping.
This is fantastic.
No. I've only played Link to the Past bootlegs.
Okay.
Swag show.
Congrats on throwing it backwards.
I played the Link to the Past bootleg.
Where is shell jumping? I think that counts as shell jumping. That's this version of it.
I think they're both the same.
Also the Star
Scares the dog. His dog can't deal with it. He just
I
goes
couldn't grab the
downstairs.
star, all of a sudden turns into like bionic.
So that's a super tight jump right there. They don't intend you to do that. You can actually hit the block and reveal a P-switch that doesn't... It just puts a little platform, I think, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
But if you hit the P-switch the wrong way, it just goes into the pit.
Yeah. It's a really tight jump, though.
I feel like it's 2 frames tops.
Yeah, it's got to be really something narrow.
It's gotta be a little bit more.
And I do 3-frame jumps all the time.
Oh, you
in Mario
saved that.
1, and it's tough.
That was clutch. You have to be...
Just standard control of this game is impossible.
You have to be really careful with that jump he just made off of that platform, because the block on the right is a Yoshi block, and when you hit a Yoshi block, the game freezes to reveal Yoshi, much like you would experience in the Super Nintendo version. Everything freezes except for Mario, which means if you jump over a pit and then hit the Yoshi block, as Yoshi's appearing, you're going to fall to your death. Yeah, that's typically frowned upon in video games.
They always said they couldn't get Yoshi in NES Mario.
Hummer Team pulled it off.
Hummer Team.
They rendered sprites that resemble a dinosaur.
And that you could ride.
Why does this version exist? It was a Chinese bootleg. Long story short, China had a console ban for a while, so the last console they had seen was a Nintendo, despite lots of consoles coming out after that. So Chinese bootleggers and pirates were producing games that resembled modern games, but for the NES.
Are there different jump heights?
Yes, lots of different jump heights.
Well,
possible.
so,
Like that. Wow.
so there are different jump heights, but it's not based on the duration that you hold the A button for. You can do a small jump by holding down and jump. A regular jump just hitting A, and then a spin jump by hitting B, I think. Or up and A, up and A, up and A.
That makes sense.
Right.
Like all jokes aside, this is not the worst port since they had to downgrade so much.
As someone
This part's special though.
As someone who's played a lot of Chinese bootlegs, I'll tell you, this is not the worst it gets. This is actually quite a nice
You have
recreation.
every jump into there has like a 50% chance of not working.
How does it feel saying the sentence as someone who plays a lot of Chinese bootlegs?
Right.
That one will make you reevaluate your life decisions.
For some people it's shame, for me it's pride.
Yeah.
For a NES game, it's great. Except the physics.
So they tried really hard, you can tell, to get the cape physics right in this game.
They didn't do it.
They did not achieve their goal at all.
Not even close.
Well, they made it so you don't just fly over every level.
Right. The side effect is that you can't just fly through levels for the most part. In fact,
What?
Well, yeah. Okay, so I guess
You can't
now's
do that.
so I guess now's the time to explain. In this game, running speed is maintained as you run against the wall, so you can build up full P speed just running against a wall.
It's a big discovery for breaking the game open.
Yeah.
Flying castles.
I think it was
and stuff.
Darby that discovered
No,
that.
you discovered it, and I called it wall P speed.
Oh, okay.
This
Well,
game is very broken.
Yeah, there's.
Oh yeah, you have to do all levels because you go right to the end. I forgot about
Right.
that.
So like that broke this
Right
level
button.
wide open because building up P speed on that platform is actually really tough. This game, unlike the actual Super Mario World, does not do a very good job of allowing you to maintain your P meter as you turn around. You can do it, it's just really tough and fickle. And so the ability to build up your P speed against a wall is like a huge asset for a lot of these levels.
Makes me think of the tail.
They could have done worse with it.
Like one crack.
They could have
A
done
little bit, yeah.
It was stated that this game is honestly technically impressive.
It is technically very impressive, and I mean the music sounds good aside from the fact it uses like the classic Hummer Team sound chip and like everything's these awful square waves and it sounds real bad.
I love those unlicensed sound chips.
I know.
They
Yeah,
always,
the
they always
sun
bring
is
their
their
own
logo.
little character to them.
Oh, I actually got hit.
Like Mario 3 exists.
Especially Chimera.
I saw it.
While I think that Super Mario Bros. 3 is very clearly the better game, I mean, there's not a person alive who would argue that point. I do think that this is more technically impressive. They definitely set out to achieve a large number of things that were only implemented in Super Mario World because the Super Nintendo allowed them to. And Hummer Team said, "Hold my beer."
They had other things like on the ROM that they didn't make it into the game, like spinning blocks. They were
Oh,
there
really?
and they work.
Oh, wow.
They
I
just
would say it would have been better if they focused a little on the controls, maybe downgraded the technical part.
It could have been cool if they had worked on making the gameplay good, but
Yeah.
aside from that, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm going back for a couple of capes.
I just challenge anybody to just go put this in. 'Cause
Heck, put it in. Who's gonna find this card?
I worked for a while, like about a year. I was trying to hunt down a
Right.
copy of the cart that this is on, because you can't just buy the loose cart of it because that's an uncompleted version of the game. You actually have to find the 150 in one,
No, it was a 45
45 in one,
45.
JY whatever.
That's a great deal.
But that cart tends to go for like several $100s if you can find it.
You get 45
Worth it.
games. How
Worth
much is it
it.
per game is
Right.
the real question.
I was never able to find it. I even was, I was going beyond my normal and was like searching out like AliExpress and stuff like that. I could never seem to find a copy of it. Yeah, I know a lot of people have attempted this game blind, just as a fun, like, race with friends. I mean, speedrunners define fun in really absurd ways.
Yeah.
But,
Mostly because we hate it
Torture is
ourselves.
fun.
yes. And there's definitely some stages you'll see closer toward the middle and into the game that they are complete roadblocks for a blind race, because until you have, like, a really great grasp of the mechanics of this game, some of these stages are just impossible.
Oh, so the feather doesn't fall automatically when you get hit.
Well, how's it gonna fall? It's on the bottom of the screen.
It doesn't float up.
Was it last year that we did the
Yes.
relay for this?
Yeah.
You can also, another difference with real SMW is that you can bring Yoshi into castles. If you have Yoshi and then die after getting the midway, Yoshi will come in to help you.
That's nice of them.
Strongbow with cherry blossoms.
Also, this music.
That's a fancy.
I just realized those seagulls don't have face to them at all.
No option of
So the previous castle that Rupert just did was Morton's Castle, and while it may not have looked like Morton's Castle, if you're familiar with the Super Nintendo game, you also have to consider the fact that while they did implement a lot of interesting things from the Super Nintendo game, one thing that they didn't seem to really put a lot into was completely vertical levels that go straight up, and so very clearly they redesigned the second room of the stage. But the final fight still very closely resembles the actual Morton fight, so I think that's pretty impressive.
It's actually hard to get through a one-tile thing.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
That parakeet
Good level.
before was
Good level. Yeah, it's an easy level to die on. There's a lot of jumps there where you bonk your head on the ceiling and just plummet to your death, so.
That Paracupa didn't just wall jump, it just clicked. Just didn't care.
The water levels on this game are extremely slow. Extremely slow.
I actually discovered, so I was playing around last time I was running this game, like trying to find sequence breaks in this. And this stage and the other water level are really obnoxious because you have to wait on cycles of those urchins. I actually discovered that you can go underneath the platforms just like in this original version. But it's more like clipping through the platform than it is there's actually space underneath them. And so it's really fickle. Like sometimes it'll just push you down instantly and kill you, and then sometimes it'll let you get through no problem.
The TAS also does a bunch of zips in this level.
Yeah, that was my thought. The fact this game has a task.
I know that the Super Mario World tassers were actually glitch hunting this game for a while to see if they wanted to make a real TAS of it. Is the TAS you're talking about made by them, or is it made by someone else?
I think it's made by a Chinese TASer.
Okay. Because I know Master June was looking at this game for a while.
I thought you linked me the TAS, if I recall.
I might have.
SMW, man.
Yeah, this is the same as this is like his SMW1 Guardian.
This is, I had this game as a kid, could never beat it, so now I'm gonna run it.
Do you think
Again, I
just
still
like,
can't beat it because it's terrible.
do you think just like there's an SMW crew, there's a Chinese SMW crew out
That'd be
there?
amazing.
I hope so.
And they hate this game just as much as we hate the real one. I think they're
Kind of a little close there.
Yeah.
This isn't a matter of founded hatred.
They run the real.
This is a matter of
they
raw
run the real
emotion.
SMW.
The real SMW is the meme for them.
Yeah.
They're like,
Look at this game where you can actually like maintain
Is it?
speed and jump. Ah!
What is this nonsense? You can just fly over the levels?
What do you mean you run up the platform slow?
They have
mean they can
vertical
get
levels. That's actually
oh yeah,
technically
they go down
impressive.
slow in this. That was the first thing I
But they go up super fast.
Yeah, I was like, this is how physics works.
I like how his body is like, you know, transparent and his face is.
They never caught it in testing.
That's assuming they had testing.
Of course they did.
Someone had
What do you
to
think they are? Some sort of like fraudulent gamer company?
Yeah. I would
Good
never
point.
use it with that.
Sorry for my doubt.
Nice.
I love the iframes.
That's
You notice
steep,
that he ducked underneath the ghost in Super Mario World. He wouldn't have had to do that because Small Mario is one tile high and that ghost was one tile off the ground. But man, this game does not care, and the hitboxes are really weird. They're not at all where they look like they are, so you actually have to duck underneath that ghost, despite if you've ever played Super Mario World, you would think that you wouldn't need to.
Now, I have an important question. Are doors harder or easier in this version?
A lot easier.
They're harder
I
at
think they're
running
harder.
speed.
They're harder, but because we don't take this game as seriously, we actually slow down for the doors. So this is the huge roadblock for blind races. Castle 3 on its own is the game changer. The first person to make it out of Castle 3 is most likely going to be the only person who finishes the race.
This level's stupid.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
I remember this in our, you know, SSS2 thing.
Yeah, when we did the draft of this game, me and Darby and both agreed that this was the stage we were taking because we figured it was going to be way too obnoxious for you guys.
Well, you guys let us do
Yeah, I
it for
think-
a little bit, and
I
then
think-
afterwards you guys finished it for us.
Yeah, I think that was what happened.
Ogled nose.
Sure does.
I mean, aside from the fact that the layer 2 platforms aren't moving up and down in this stage, this is a pretty faithful recreation of Lemmy's Castle.
This is not a level I want to play with these physics. Every normal looking Got the battle scars.
This is how Super Dream.
I'm not even getting a
Wanna
cape
see
there.
Super Dream World.
It's not a cape.
Oh, it isn't?
No, it's just a mushroom.
Wow, that worked though. What do you have in
Oh, was it
Yeah,
not?
that's what I was
right
just looking at
now?
that too.
It wasn't a cape?
You wore?
It looked
No,
like a
it-
feather.
Are you clouding right now?
Oh,
That looks like a cloud.
It isn't vanilla SMW, but I
Oh,
think
I'm
it's
sorry,
just
you
a-
were talking about something else. We were asking you what the item that was in your reserve box.
Oh, it's a feather.
Oh,
It doesn't look like mine. It looks like a cloud.
I think you got clouds.
You
for the
can
first time.
get Mario in that infinite spin animation
Can that
during
thing
Cell
kill you
Fanfare
during
too.
Yeah, I do that
No,
sometimes.
fortunately.
Yeah,
It does
I
work.
felt like that would be a big.
I
deal
made a
too.
comment about that upstairs. Like, thankfully, that's the one of the best things they've done is that when that fireball's going around, it doesn't kill you.
I think on the next fight it does. One of the fights it does kill you, I thought.
I don't think any of them do, but maybe. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, no, he was doing Wendy fight, and like the fireball went right through him.
No, he was saying that a later one does, and I'm saying I don't think that's true, but it could be. It wouldn't surprise me.
Like, it's very hard to tell when you actually have P-Speed. You have to look at Mario's hands to see if they are sticking out like that.
I found it's easier to maintain your speed as you go back and forth if you try to hold up as you run, because like the act of holding up keeps the timer from going back down. It felt like, I don't know if that was just hokum or whether or not that was actually working.
Now that was a hitbox.
Chinese SMW.
Now this is gaming.
Darby, do you consider
Now
the
it's
hands to
begun.
be the jazz hands?
Body.
Wow.
Wow, that guy just gave you the noise.
No cape, BB2. Let's go.
Might just get a cake.
I'll probably end up dying and get another cape.
Yoshi,
I don't anticipate making it through this.
Yoshi isn't gonna be in here.
This is the clutchest thing I've ever seen. He's actually playing the level.
That goes for every SMW.
You might as well show off Yoshi.
Yoshi actually playing this level. Oh, we got a Yoshi. Yoshi.
Bye, Yoshi.
Nice cameo. Thanks for stopping by.
Really helps the stream.
Clutch Daddy
Our
Rupert.
dude. Easy. Free every time.
My dude.
When's low percent? I want to know.
Get out.
I'll go back and get a I want a mushroom so I can pick up the cape on the next level.
That was clutch.
What a guy. Yep.
Well, there we go.
This is a good video game.
5-star production value.
I can't believe that's not the most ridiculous thing I've heard all the videos ever said.
Alright, best of luck with this.
No.
Wow.
Like sometimes when you're in the air and you try to start flying by pumping left, sometimes Mario will actually still turn around.
I love that you can regain
What?
it. So good. No, you didn't know that?
That's the strat.
That's the strat for this level.
Conventional damage.
I haven't spent a lot of time to try to figure out if I can actually make it through without getting hit.
I spent a lot of time
I
with it.
spent a lot of time with it too, and I could not come up
Everybody
with
in
anything that
chat's
was good.
impressed not knowing that that's exactly what you were doing. The power up just immediately like applies to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It holds on. It holds on to the knowledge that you were flying, and if you switch back at any point, like even if he had fallen straight down for a while, as soon as he puts the power up back on, he could have kept flying. This makes me want to play this again, which is the most depressing thing.
That's not healthy.
It's not. It's not healthy.
Friends don't let friends play Chinese Super Mario 1 unless it's Rupert during SSS4.
Not made me play it.
They forced him at gunpoint.
Yep. It was really awkward.
This music.
All 5 on NES.
Yeah, all 5 at NES. That sounds nice.
That sounds like that sounds like a terrible idea. We'll need to get on it.
Did you explain why it's 100%?
Hmm?
Did you explain why it's 100%?
Do we call it 100% right now? I don't know.
All
I think we
levels
do.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Go straight to the final level.
Yeah, the game doesn't lock you out of anything. If you select the final world, it just takes you directly to Bowser's Castle. And so, before me and Darbian and a handful of other people started, like, actually taking a shot at this game, the only quote-unquote speedruns that existed were just, like, some YouTube videos where people called it any %, and all they did was beat Bowser's Castle.
Which says it right away. I mean,
Which-
fair.
90%.
Which
It's fair.
I take issue sort of with an any % category, which is really just a glorified IL. But, that being said, it's perfectly fine. I acknowledge that it's a valid category for this game, as far as this game requires categories to be made.
Reznor Y.
And as usual, I lose all of my power. It's just to kill Reznor.
Yeah, Reznor's really rough because his hitbox is like once, like, the how often he can interact with Mario is like once every 3 frames or something like that. And so if you jump at the wrong time, which it feels like is every time,
Pretty much.
you jump straight through Reznor, and once you finally get an interaction frame, you're inside of it.
Interaction for.
Wow.
Whatever you want to call
No,
it.
I mean, you just casually said it, but it's an amazing name.
Sure.
And that's funny because when I played this casually, you were watching and you like I just had a normal Reznor.
Yeah,
and
you
you
just-
were like super impressed, and I was like, I don't understand why you're so impressed by. You were like really nice Reznor. I'm like, you just go under the platform and you just hit him from underneath.
Not that simple.
Yeah, it's not usually that simple. I find that more often than not, I will lose at least 1 power-up on that Reznor fight, if not all of them. Yeah, they implemented a lot of different types of enemies in this game, but they didn't implement all of them, and so for a lot of these stages where they're trying to say, okay, well this one's like Force Evolution 1, they don't have wigglers, and so they just use like, okay, well we use Charging Chucks again, I guess.
That's a little.
Yeah, it's sketchy. Discovering that you could run against walls made this stage way less obnoxious, because getting through that gap to the end of the stage is such a tough jump, but just being able to fly right over it made it trivial.
The star music's great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just by lap.
Black. You gonna sit here? It's tough. There's really just no way to know whether or not they're going to be solid when you get to them.
This lag.
Yeah, people are talking about the music not maintaining tempo. Unlike a lot of NES games, this game did a really silly thing where the music was actually directly tied to the frame rate, and so when the game lags, it plays the music more slowly. It's directly tied to how much lag there is on screen.
Speaking of NES Mario, do we worry about multiple golden coins that matches the 10 digit?
Nope, that's not a concern in this one.
They weren't sophisticated enough for that.
He has to go into the Yoshi houses in order to advance past them. It's silly because there's nothing to do in them, but you have to go in. I think you get an extra life just for entering it, if I'm not mistaken. The game awards you an extra life. But there's like no reason to enter it aside from just it won't let you advance past it.
There's a question for you in chat.
Your Yoshi clip there, the cart detonates. Yeah, Yoshi physics in this game are weird. I don't know if any of us have explored it too deeply, but I don't think there's any way to use him to clip out of bounds in this game.
I have a question about the score.
Yeah, it's
Like it
really...
just kind of goes up and down, just randomly.
Yeah, I have no idea what it's tied to. I've never figured it out. It doesn't look like it's actually related to anything. It's just a random number. That's a tough one.
I was trying to duck there, and I didn't.
I
Get,
think
get
you
to
have.
that
I think
in
you
time.
have to mash against the ceiling for that guy. I'm not
I
certain.
usually duck under him.
And it
actually.
works?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
Did he give you like a weird spawn height or something?
I just kind of screwed it up.
Gotcha.
So, more of this level.
Yeah, the first time I saw the score, I was like, does he get points for swimming? Like he's hitting his head there, and the score's changing like every frame or every button push.
Yeah, it's got to be pulling from some memory address. My guess is that probably there was a memory address associated for score, and they just like moved stuff around and completely forgot to change it.
Pretty good.
Surprisingly, this is still a better version of Super Mario World than the SNES version. The nice thing about having positive and negative scores is that it constantly keeps you on your feet. You constantly get you get instant feedback about how the game thinks you're doing. So you know if it takes away points, that means it did something wrong.
It seems like you walk with the same speed as swimming.
Yeah.
Frame perfect duck.
That's the clutch duck.
It's too bad you can't clip. This level looks pretty hard if you play it normally.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying too. You could save a ton of time on the stage if you went for it.
I normally get that too. Oh well. I probably won't try that.
So you prefer to do the stage slow?
No, not really.
But it happens.
Hey, no guts, no glory. If we didn't go for it, is it really a speedrun stream? on Chinese Super Mario World. Yeah, I mean,
What's the deal with the score?
yeah.
I kind of thought it would just come up at some point, but it hasn't. And
I think it's just tied to a random memory value, and it's like my guess is that maybe at one point there was like a score that was correct, but I think that the display is reading from like a random spot. You're lucky, man. That guy kills me a lot of times jumping.
I've been pretty successful with that, actually. Here he comes. He's coming.
he's really violently pursuing you.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
That's pretty bad. You need a restraining order.
Yeah, you don't play around.
Yeah, he's not kidding. Chinese Super Mario World Lunar Dragon. No.
I think I'm good on that.
I think we're good.
Jeff, I am intellectually intrigued by it. I'm curious, but it's certainly not valuable for you to waste any of your time on it.
There's definitely better projects.
If you find it interesting as well, I'd be interested in knowing the answer, but I don't want you to waste it just because...
Buoyant Bob.
Boy.
It's not Charger Tech, it's Buoyant Bob. Why are they the guys?
Yeah, that was another big discovery for me, was that you duck under these guys.
I mean, I get they couldn't do the souls, but why are they these things?
They could have done the
Oh
songs.
yeah, of course they could have, but you know, I'm trying to give them some
Don't.
benefit of the doubt. Something.
What they achieved was technically impressive. That doesn't mean that what they made was good.
But I want to love it.
I do love it. I actually genuinely like Chinese Super Mario World. I know, crazy, but
I enjoy watching it. I can't enjoy playing it. I need people like you.
spin for us, spin for us.
Yeah.
We got the spin.
Spin forever.
Some stay still out there spinning to this day.
It is likely off of Blues Can Teach.
This is just such a fun ROM hack. I mean, it's not good, but it's fun.
It's special.
Oh, that's sweet. That sweet dodge there.
Unfortunately, I wasted a lot of time on that water level, but my PB for this is an hour 5, so if I've managed to beat that, then I'll get a PB, which I guess is still possible at this point. That always scares me when that happens.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? There's a cave here.
Joke's on the game.
Until I lose it in the next couple of seconds. Oh, yeah. Let's back off. Back that off a bit.
Nice. Nice.
I have actually managed to fly up there, but I find that pretty difficult
Yeah.
to actually pull off. Especially that one tile space that you have.
Oh, you flew up through there.
I think once.
Oh, wow.
Once. Once being the
Yeah, I
peak.
don't think I would have gone for that.
I haven't exactly figured out why I lose some of my height when I take off.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever figured this game out completely.
Isn't that like the only pipe in the game that works? So like those.
No. And he did not die.
Okay.
These spicy boys are gonna make you work for it.
I'm not entirely sure why I picked up Yoshi, but
A safety net.
Right. Because it's funny when he runs away like that.
yeah,
We all
it
appreciate
just clips through the pot. No big deal.
I mean, I think Rupert probably has some stuff that I haven't done, but I mean, I think my current PB has all the stuff at least me and Darb knew about when I was running it.
Pretty impressed with the authenticity of the pencils. Had to keep the most annoying aspect of SMW.
Without a doubt. We think this is a game?
It's definitely not for fun.
Ooh.
Making it look like you can almost control these jumps.
We'll just wait that out.
Man,
I'm gonna
she's
get
giving you
to
the
it.
business.
She's really making you work for it.
Yes, she is.
That's what women do.
Nice. Oh.
think I want some cage for that.
Nice.
I think I want some cage for that stage.
Plot twist. The ice physics in this game are actually proper physics. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't want to imagine ice.
No, not really.
No. I don't even want to think about how ice would be.
We are caved up.
We're in the home stretch.
When Chuck attacks with the host.
What?
Hope you got home safety, buddy.
Oh. Can't you start select out of it?
I did that, like, frame perfect thing that does that sometimes. I don't know if I got it or not. We shall find out.
What just happened?
If you pause at the same time that you die when you respawn, you're paused already.
That's a fun feature.
Yeah.
It's not exactly what I was going for. But at least I made it halfway.
I love how a jump like that is basically your max distance you can jump forward.
Actually, I just want to finish the level.
You might be able to. The end of it's a little bit rough, but you'll be fine. Got the halfway, that's the only thing that matters.
Until you want to get the full way.
Oh, that was an option? Yeah, definitely do that instead.
Yeah, so that also matters. The star music, oh my gosh.
You can still jump on top of enemies with a star?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever realized that. That's amazing.
Not surprised at all either, though.
This game is
I
incredible.
was thinking the same thing.
I've submitted this to GDQs. They were worried about the legal ramifications, I think.
It couldn't have been the quality.
No, I mean, I submitted for Awful Block. Like, this would be a shoo-in for Awful Block. But...
Honestly, I feel like it's the same ramifications like taking a ROM hack, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's like BCAS or anything else. I feel like.
Oh, I'm getting up. I'm gonna go back for a cable on this one.
That's what I've heard.
Literally
The only thing I've ever heard about BCAS, really.
BCAS does in fact own. Yeah, in my experience, BCAS definitely owns.
I mean, it's like
I feel like it takes a
Chuck
while
made
to
it home in 5.51 seconds. That's impressive.
Chuck is
Damn.
actually Todd Rogers.
pretty good.
Took the Todd Rogers Uber.
That's the ride I need to the airport.
Yeah.
I feel like it takes a lot of time to go back and get power-ups, but I feel like it, in some instances, if I don't go back and get it, it wastes even more time to have to slowly jump through some of these levels.
Or repeatedly die.
Yeah,
A lot of
that
things in
too.
this game take a long time.
I'd actually never noticed the score fluctuation until you pointed that out.
Yeah.
What?
The score fluctuation.
Just watch the score on the next level.
Okay. I don't think I haven't looked at it yet, that's for sure.
I saw it during the swimming and it was like, huh.
Oh, it's locked right now. It's not
Yeah.
changing.
It's being good.
Dude, you guys told me a lie.
Sorry
Got
about
me
that.
good.
So do those platforms like work as intended? Oh, I guess they. Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah,
like,
they,
well,
Impressive.
of all the stuff in this game that went wrong, somehow that went right.
I would like the midway point Wait, can I do that?
Yes, I think so.
This guy has
You
the
might bonk
juice.
your head, but I think it'll work.
Jump.
Oh, it won't jump for you? Oh, I guess enemy.
Oh my god, like a stone. Like a stone.
Okay. I guess I will just do the rest of this regular.
I'm telling you, you gotta get ready for that low percent.
I'm amazed, if I'm being honest.
I'm ready for small Mario only runs.
Is there food? Is everyone eating or something?
Yeah.
Your food's up there.
The mac and cheese is
There's
almost
only
done.
like 2 buns left, but there's plenty of the actual pork.
This happens every time at SSS, is that food gets presented at some point when I'm busy doing something. It's like, oh, sorry, there's none left.
No, but
No,
I
there's-
timed the mac and cheese for after this for that reason.
Yeah, I know.
There was only one roll per, like a little more than one roll per person. I'm not gonna lie, I had 2 of them. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Wow. Well, we know who's not getting invited to the next event.
To be honest, with my boy Olive was. And then we guarded one more for each of you. Half the barbecue.
It better be. I'm gonna be pissed if I go up there. Black's gonna be like, okay, I need $6 an hour. I'm gonna be like, what? This is a really good level.
I don't even know what that P-switch does.
Nothing. We hunted for something in the stage that would change. We hit the P-switch, and it was nothing.
That's amazing, actually, when you think about it.
It's the same as the P-switch in Lemmy's Castle.
You're like,
Castle
oh, well,
3.
there was a
Does
P-switch in
nothing.
the original.
Actually, I thought I saw a block move on Lemmy's Castle.
Maybe it did then.
I think
Maybe
there's
we
one that
just
moves
missed it.
down.
Okay.
I can just slightly see it.
Okay. Maybe that's true. I thought I had looked through and tried to find any changes and I couldn't find any, but
I haven't seen any score fluctuation. I'm missing out.
Maybe it's just with water levels?
maybe it's just a water levels. The dark room.
It's very dark.
Yeah, it's pretty spooky how dark it is. Okay, you got this one.
Definitely a room.
Had a feeling that might happen.
You got hacked
Also-
by those guys, honestly.
When they jump, it seems like 50% of the time I'll get hit if they're actually starting to jump.
Is Bowser's Castle just the entrance?
Yeah, they didn't make sub-maps for this game.
But they thought that was a really cool sprite to represent Bowser's Castle, so... Yeah, it absolutely is. I was actually disappointed as a kid that wasn't his castle. I was like, what do you mean there's more?
Come on.
Why did he die? Because he ran to the side of a ninja. Yeah, the ninjas might be blending into the background for you guys. I don't know how visible they really are. I think you can mostly just see their eyes.
I went for it.
This place is spooky.
The gamble, dude. The gamble.
I can still PB if I can finish this in 15 minutes.
I feel like there's a good chance of that.
I'm feeling pretty good about this run. Are you?
I've got confidence.
I would say I feel pretty good about it.
I've got infinite confidence from my boy Rupert.
Did the doors do anything?
Oh,
gates?
those.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't
Okay.
think you can flip the gates.
I've tried and it didn't.
It doesn't seem like a technology that would work, but
No.
I didn't know if anything happened.
No, there's a lot of stuff in this game where it's just like, well,
Like, there was a P-switch in this level in this
Right.
SNES version. I guess we'll
Right.
put one in here.
right, they just want to make it visually look the same, I think.
That's fair.
I can appreciate that commitment. Yeah, so you can see their eyes. Those are ninja.
Should I stop? I'm trying to avoid jumping on them if at all possible.
Yeah, they're fickle. Alright, here's the
Pickle
fight.
Freddy's.
Here's the fight.
I don't remember this.
You didn't make it this far.
No, I definitely didn't make it this far.
See the
but I thought
controller
I
at the
watched
wall by
video
that
of it.
point.
I believe
I thought it ended with another Resinor for some reason.
No.
Oh, can you do ball skip and stuff? What else can
Okay.
I do?
What?
Sure.
Is that a new strat?
What if the game's over? Did you hit him?
Okay.
Will it come down?
Oh my gosh.
Well, I found something.
Found a thing.
Why that southern spear?
Yeah, we can get that in the task.
Actually hitting him with this is actually pretty difficult.
Yeah.
I can
But
tell.
the nice thing is that you don't have to wait for more of them. They don't get
Yeah.
destroyed from it. So it's actually really nice, but still hard.
And Tom.
Oh, that's a PB for
There
sure.
you go.
All right.
Sub-hour.
Nice. Sub 5137.
Peach looks like a geisha. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, she totally does.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That was a great run.
Yeah. What's going on with Mario's spray? It looks like he's eating his overalls.
I don't know. I wanted that myself.
That's a PB.
That's a large PB.